Every year, over 15,000 homicides are reported in the U.S., but in small towns, where everyone knows your name, murder feels impossible. So when tragedy strikes, the shock is seismic. What happens when a peaceful community is shattered by a brutal, unexplained murder? Welcome to the story of the Pine Hills murder, a case that rocked a small town to its core. In a place where nothing ever happens, this one crime uncovered secrets that had been buried for years. What began as a local tragedy soon spiraled into a complex web of lies, betrayal, and chilling revelations. It all started on a foggy September morning in 2018, when 42-year-old Linda Matthews was found dead inside the First Grace Community Church, where she had worked as a secretary for nearly 2 decades. Her body was discovered by Pastor Elijah Boone, who arrived early to prepare for Sunday service. He found the church doors unlocked, the office ransacked, and Linda lying face down in a pool of blood. The cause of death: blunt force trauma. The weapon: never found. The town of Pine Hills had seen its share of petty crimes, but never something like this. The peaceful, tight-knit community quickly turned into a town of suspicion, whispers, and fear. With no immediate suspects, no witnesses, and no murder weapon, the local police were under immense pressure, and so began one of the most complicated investigations in small-town history. Linda Matthews was a beloved figure in Pine Hills. A single mother of 2, she was known for her warm smile, tireless community work, and deep devotion to the church. But as investigators dug into her life, a different picture began to emerge. Behind the scenes, Linda had been dealing with personal struggles. Financial hardship, a bitter divorce, and, most shockingly, a rumored affair with someone within the church. Whispers about her relationship with Pastor Boone began circulating. Some believed it was a consensual romance, while others speculated it was more complicated, perhaps even coercive. The church board denied any inappropriate relationship. Pastor Boone cooperated fully with police, insisting Linda had been like a sister to him. But not everyone was convinced. Linda's ex-husband, Gary Matthews, quickly became a person of interest. Their divorce had been contentious, and there were documented disputes over child support. Gary had an alibi for the night before the murder, but admitted he hadn't seen Linda in weeks. According to police, he was cooperative but emotionally distant. Some townspeople believed Gary was innocent but hiding something. Others were certain he had a motive. Another unexpected lead emerged in the form of James "Jimmy" Holloway, the church's longtime custodian. He had worked alongside Linda for years and was the last person to leave the church the night before she was killed. Police questioned Jimmy, who claimed he locked the doors around 10 p.m. But surveillance footage from a nearby hardware store showed him buying cleaning supplies at 11:30 p.m., raising questions about his timeline. Was Jimmy forgetful or lying? As media attention swelled and rumors exploded, Pine Hills changed. Neighbors became suspicious of one another. Church attendance plummeted. Local businesses closed early, and people stopped walking alone at night. The town's sense of safety, once its strongest feature, was gone. The investigation struggled. With no fingerprints, no witnesses, and no murder weapon, detectives turned to Linda's phone records and digital footprint. And that's where things got even strange. On the night before the murder, Linda had exchanged a series of encrypted messages through a private messaging app. The messages were deleted, but not before one final text. "I know what you did. I'm not afraid anymore." Police recovered fragments of metadata pointing to a local IP address, traced back to a property on the edge of town. The owner, Sarah Wallace, a 32-year-old choir director, and Pastor Boone's former fiancée. Sarah had broken off her engagement with Boone 2 years earlier. According to friends, she still harbored deep resentment, particularly toward Linda, who she believed had stolen Boone's affection. Police brought Sarah in for questioning. She denied involvement but admitted to arguing with Linda a week before the murder. A search of her home uncovered handwritten letters Linda had written to Boone, some romantic, some threatening. Investigators were finally connecting the dots. But motive wasn't enough. They needed hard evidence. Then came the breakthrough. In late October, a volunteer searcher combing through nearby woods discovered a bloodied pipe wrapped in cloth. Forensics confirmed it was the murder weapon, and DNA matched Jimmy Holloway, the church custodian. When confronted, Jimmy confessed, but the story he told shocked everyone. Jimmy claimed he hadn't meant to kill Linda. According to his statement, Linda had found out about misused church funds, tens of thousands of dollars missing. She confronted him, threatening to go public. In a moment of panic, Jimmy lashed out. He struck her once with the pipe, then fled. He never planned to kill her, just to silence her long enough to escape the consequences. Investigators confirmed a financial audit revealed major discrepancies in the church's accounts, dating back 2 years. Jimmy had been stealing money to pay off gambling debts, and Linda, ever the diligent secretary, had finally caught on. But was that the full story? Some believe Jimmy was covering for someone else. That Sarah, or even Boone, had a role in the murder and convinced Jimmy to take the fall. To this day, questions linger. Jimmy Holloway was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 28 years in prison. But Pine Hills never recovered. The church eventually closed. The Matthews family moved away. The town's population declined, and so did its sense of unity. Some call it the death of innocence. Others believe the truth was never fully told. Linda Matthews became more than a victim. She became a symbol of how even the most peaceful places can hide terrible secrets. What do you think really happened in Pine Hills? Was Jimmy acting alone, or was he protecting someone? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this story compelling, check out our next video, The Church Scandal That Shook an Entire State. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a case that needs uncovering. Disclaimer: this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. All individuals are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. This is a dramatized retelling based on real events and publicly available.